Look, another really big story, and we'll get to Sherry's story in a moment, but another really big story off the top tonight is on the front page of the Courier Mail. It's in other papers too, but I thought the Courier Mail said it best with damning, revealed $1 billion payout to flood victims in landmark court ruling. Almost 7,000 Queensland flood victims look likely to share in a record $1 billion compensation payout after the state government was found to have contributed to the devastating 2011 floods. The historic decision today, which found dams were mismanaged, left many residents in tears, Mike. So much suffering, so much loss. How did you feel as this story unfolded?
Well, first of all, I suppose it's a nice tabloid play on words, but it's a very serious story, and it really is a very serious condemnation, the way I read it, of the bureaucracy. I mean, we depend on the bureaucracy to take care of the kind of things that we are not aware of ourselves. How could they fail so badly? Yeah.
Michael Packer, your thoughts?
Well, I agree with Mike. You do depend on the bureaucracy, especially on these sorts of issues, to protect you. I think the interesting thing here is where it's going to go from here, Jane and Mike. Will the Queensland government try and appeal this class action? I think that Anastasia Palaszczuk's response and her government's response to this verdict today will be very interesting, because there's no doubt there will be, you would think, within the Queensland government some sort of pressure to appeal this verdict today. And I think that if that happens, that will just open up another can of worms, which a lot of these victims of these 2011 floods don't need.
Yeah, you make a really, really good point there. Look, Hedley Thomas had the lead running on this story for so long. The Weekend Australian has covered the story, but Hedley Thomas has comment, and given that we've just shown you that front page story on the Courier Mail, I'll just read you just a little bit of what Hedley says in tomorrow's broadsheet. He says, slowly and calmly, New South Wales Supreme Court Judge Robert Beach-Jones delivered his judgment on Friday. Thousands of words pouring out like a great engulfing force, a bit like Queensland's Brisbane River. Justice Beach-Jones's judgment is an extraordinary outcome for thousands of affected property owners and businesses. The damages bill can probably be quantified in the billions, and it's a victory for the usually voiceless people who were severely affected, in some cases broken by a largely avoidable flood. That's just the start of what Hedley Thomas has to say about this, and I can tell you that will be a terrific read in tomorrow's Weekend Australian.